Hi, this is Jackie Grant from the Change and Grow Wellness Show, the show for you, the busy professional who wants to live a healthier, happier life with increased energy and productivity. And this show is powered by, now I can't speak, the amazing men and women of Positive Program. And we've got Julie Grint, who is a holistic coach, and she loves helping women to look in the mirror and love what they see. Welcome, Julie.
Thank you for having me.
All good. So today we're talking about how mastering our emotion builds confidence.
Yeah.
So Julie, let's start off with you telling us a bit about you and how you got to be doing what you're doing.
Right, okay, I'll try and stick to the short version. So I got into holistic therapy about 10 years ago. I was super stressed. Was the type of person that played life very, very small, didn't really want to be seen, didn't want much attention. Various things happened in life that, created, beliefs around that for me and stuff. And I really struggled, with how I looked. I really had low self-esteem, low confidence. Things would happen. You're a child, you say something, you get shut down. So you just get smaller and smaller.
Yeah.
But then as I grew up and became a woman, the struggle, at school, trying to fit in with society was a real challenge, and trying to figure out my identity as well was a real struggle, and no one ever teaches you how to do that.
Yeah.
So I was just an emotional wreck, and the stress, the depression, all sorts of things were just the chronic, and it really wasn't anything about me wanting to look a certain way or for people to tell me that I was beautiful or anything like that. I couldn't even take a compliment anyway, so that would crucify me if someone did.
Yeah.
It was just a case of I was so transfixed on how I looked the whole time, because I didn't want somebody to say something bad about me. So that's how it worked for me. And because of all that stress and that pain, I had real physical pain, physical problems. Depression manifests in the physical body. Yeah. And for years and years, I was just miserable. Finally, I had some holistic therapy, and I had what I can only describe as a huge emotional release. It was really scary, but it was the best thing that happened to me, and that was the catalyst for my change. I mean, it took many years from that point. That was 10 years ago. And that's when I thought, do you know what? My eyes were opened, and I could see myself. I could see what I was doing to myself, and made the decision that actually I don't have to create all of this stress. I can uncreate it. And all this stress that other people, I think, are putting on me, they're not. It's all their stress too. So I have to help them. I have to help them sort their stress out. And that's what I did to become a therapist. Reflexology was my favourite and still is. So I still practice that. And then when I stumbled across coaching, I just thought, my gosh, this is amazing. This helps me take my clients even further, because as a therapist, you're limited with how far you can take it. And having experienced the change myself, I just thought I've got to share this with people. So I've been on the journey ever since, and absolutely love it. And it's really about having people connect with their truth, so that they can look in the mirror and love what they see, and realise that it's not about all this stuff that's going on the outside. It's about really connecting with what's going on the inside.
Oh, thank you, Julie. So, Julie, tell us about building confidence. Yeah. I mean, how can someone start to do that?
Yeah, so good question. We have to start really by taking action that's going to lead us to doing the things that we're afraid to do. So there's not just one thing that we can do. We have to change or do lots of different things that are going to complement that, because as a being, our actions are driven by thoughts, they're driven by feelings, emotions, and then we have the responses and the reactions. So it's like a chain reaction, a little cycle. So we do have to work with our beliefs. We do have to work with our behaviours. Because if we keep telling ourselves that we're not confident and we don't have any confidence, then that's what we're going to believe. So we have to rewrite that. And we have to start doing something that's different to what we're used to doing every day. So if we keep saying we can't do something, then we can't do it. But if we actually do something towards doing that thing, then that builds confidence. But for me, starting with the emotions has worked the best. And this is the place that I like to start with, because that's the bit in the middle. And when we can get comfortable with feeling, then the reactions change, because we're not getting hung up on what the feeling is, the feeling that we don't like, that thing that we really try to avoid all the time, that is the driving force for our crazy thoughts and our crazy actions. So if we can get in there and become really comfortable with feeling, we can master our emotions. And for me, that's the starting point.
Okay, so what would you say are the first initial steps in terms of, because I know you talked about feelings and that we need to start with our feelings. So how would someone start to look at their feelings and, you know, start to change the emotions that come up once you're, you know, you're in that feeling, whatever that might be?
Yeah. So it's really recognizing that we have them. A lot of people are completely numb to their feelings. I mean, not entirely, but we're not in tune with them, because they operate, you know, in the background the whole time. And when you get so used to avoiding a feeling, you automatically do that. So a great place to start is really with bringing in some relaxation, because when you're highly stressed, you're not relaxed, you can't relax. And that stress is putting up a barrier, because anytime you do relax, those feelings come forward. And it's like, no, I can't feel that. So it's really important to find ways that work for you, that allow you to really relax. And then there's a process. I use emotional empowerment, emotional acceptance, that's very simple, that is not about attaching thoughts and meaning to whatever you're feeling, but it's just a practice that anybody can practice every day, just to allow themselves the time to sit with their body and get used to the feelings that they can feel. It's very simple, yet it can be very challenging for people, especially if you've been someone that's been so switched off for so long and so afraid to feel. So it's nice to do that with people, like hold a space for them where they know they're safe. They're reassured that it's okay to feel. With children, and we're told, don't cry, you know, you feel that way. It's just programmed in you, isn't it? It's hard to undo, but it's not impossible.
And would you say coaching is one of the solutions? Because some people might find it really difficult to do that on their own. Do you know what I mean? Because, you know, it's like, it's easy to read a book and find all these things you should be doing, but then actually practicing it by yourself and actually feeling like, you know, you're getting somewhere, you know, sometimes that doesn't happen. So how do you think a coach can help with that?
Well, this is it, you know, and that's just giving me goosebumps, because, you know, this is what happened when I found out what coaching actually was. And, you know, people like yourself and me, it's being able to help that person facilitate that change. And for me, coaching is the missing link. We can read the book, we know what to do, but we don't do it.
I was just about, praise Lord, no.
The struggle, the challenge with actually working with a coach, and the biggest challenge, and I've had this myself, is that barrier that we put up, especially with women, is that we have to do it all by ourselves. So when we can get over that point, wow, the transformation just is continuous. but it's getting to that place where you can allow yourself to be supported, where you can realize that actually, do you know what, it doesn't mean anything, I'm not weak, actually asking for help and being helped and supported is going to make me stronger.
Exactly.
And
we all need a coach.
Yes, we do.
We all need a coach. That's the thing, you know. It's not, you know, it's not like you're being a coach and you're not being coached, because we all need a coach to actually get to whatever it is, you know. There's different reasons why you might need a coach, whether, you know, it's for relationships, it's for your health, it's for, you know, that you're stuck, for your business, you know. There's so many different reasons that we need to use a coach. And like sometimes I think that people don't actually realize the value that it brings by having, you know, someone coach you to wherever it is, because you'll get there quicker.
Absolutely.
Well,
Absolutely.
And
it's so empowering, because you're learning then how to take responsibility for yourself. You're not dependent on other people. You're not dependent on a coach. A coach is there to lift you up.
Exactly.
And it's just, I will never be without a coach now.
Exactly. So tell me about a client that you've had that you've actually used some of your tools and tricks to help them to master their emotions and build some confidence. Just give us a little case study.
Yeah, so lady I work with, I'll call her Jane. She came to me very stressed, very emotional. She was struggling with energy, and she'd tried all the diets, she was cutting out sugar, everything. She was a fitness fanatic. She'd even studied and trained as an NLP practitioner, so she knew exactly what to do, but she wasn't getting the change that she wanted, and she was very disconnected from herself, very disconnected from her family, and that was the thing that was really bringing her down the most. As we worked together, it transpired that she had real body image challenges, so there was a lot of fixation around food, measuring food, weighing food, when it was okay to eat something and not the other. And it was all triggered by these emotions that were trapped in her body, that, you know, whenever she felt emotional, she would beat herself up for it. You know, why did I feel this way? And then you stuff it down, then the cake would come out. So, you know, things like that, or the alcohol. And she had a ritual where every Tuesday, and she's 50, so she's been doing this for a very long time. Every Tuesday is weigh day. So she would get on the scales. Now, this woman, you know, I can see in my eyes, she's beautiful. She's not overweight. She's very slender. Yet in her eyes, when she looks in the mirror, she just does not see that. She does not see that. Every time she looks in the mirror, she's just getting this emotional charge in her body that's feeding the thoughts that she's not good enough, she needs to lose weight, and then she'll get on the scales, and that will confirm that there is a problem, and that she is a problem. This ritual was going on for years and years, and we worked together, and, you know, even just within the first 6 weeks, she had massive shifts. Her relationships were better. She was having a better relationship with herself. And at the time, and I'm glad you asked me this question, because this time next month marks the 1-year anniversary where we actually smashed her scales, and she hasn't been on them ever since.
Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. She smashed them. Yeah, exactly. You don't need them, man. Keep looking at that number.
So it was a journey, it was a process. I kind of cut to the tail end there. But you know, working with the emotional elements of, you know, looking at the thoughts, looking at the reactions, so we know what she's thinking, we know what she's doing or not doing. Now let's really get those feelings out of you, detach the meaning, and load up on the good feelings that you really want to feel. And when you feel good, you can't think bad. You can't. feel so good. And when you feel
exactly.
good, you do the things that you want to do that feel even more good. So that's how we did it.
Brilliant. That's amazing. That's really amazing story, because really probably her whole thing was focused on the weight loss, wasn't it? And not on the emotion. And you actually got her to see that it was the emotion rather than weight loss. But the weight loss was a trigger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those scales were, the reaction.
Exactly. Yeah, the complete trigger. And there's so many people out there that have that issue, but they're not seeing it right now. So it's really useful for us to be talking about how that emotion can impact on, the whole life, really. Do you know what I mean? So, Julie, tell us some final thoughts that you have around, mastering your emotion, building your confidence, and what would you tell a younger you?
Yeah, great question. Wow, a younger me. I had a chat with younger me yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, because younger me still has memories. She remembers things that happened, and it's a really good practice to check in with her from time to time. And I say to her that I've got your back. And that it is okay to just be you. It is okay to feel whatever you want to feel. And if somebody says it's not okay, then that's their thing. And trust yourself. Trust how you feel. And okay, I don't want people to become really reactive and responsive. We can get angry and, exert anger out onto people. And that's not a good thing. That's not what I'm encouraging people to do. But what I'm saying is that all feelings are there to be felt. So allow your body to feel them. It's that moment you resist that feeling, you cause a problem. It's the moment you resist whatever it is that you feel that you will react with some anger or something. Yet if you sit with that feeling and allow it to pass through you, you can actually release it. And then you have clarity, and then you can think clearly.
Brilliant. Great, Julie. So tell me what you have a freebie for our listeners.
So yeah, anyone listening who wants to talk about their emotions, I would love to get on a call with you and give you a complimentary emotional acceptance session so you can try it. And it really is nothing to be afraid of. And if anything, it's about just giving you some time and space just to be with your body, just to experience what that might feel like for you. So think, actually, perhaps I do need to relax a bit more. Perhaps there is something here that, I want to get curious with and let that pass. And I would love to help anybody who wants to try that. So yeah, a emotional acceptance complimentary session.
Brilliant. So Julie, where can people find you? What's your social media?
So I'm mostly on Facebook. My website is juliegrint.com. My Facebook page is Lose Stress, Love Your Life. And feel free to friend request me on Facebook. I do use it for business. There's lots of videos on there. And also I have a private Facebook group for women. I run weekly sessions in there and lots of challenges around building body confidence. So yeah, I would love to see you on Facebook.
Brilliant. That's great, Julie. Thank you for being on. It's been really insightful. It's been really useful. And I'm sure that this will be useful for a number of women that may feel like this is the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
That's all right. Okay, guys, that's the end of the show. Jackie Grant, your health and lifestyle advocate, granting you better health and fitness.